folks, welcome to Green Hat Gardening. We're out here to plant our spring onions. We've got about 180 of these things to plant. First thing we got to do, we got to prep the beds. Take a look at this big bed. This is what I used last year for all the Texas sweet, and that's what I'm going to do again this year. You can still see some of the old vines from the pumpkins, and there's bittercress and a few little weeds, if I dare call them weeds. Bittercress is not a weed, that I'm just going to turn into the soil a little bit with the garden rake. And then either this bed or another bed, we will be planting red onions this year for the first time. With the Texas super sweet and these red onions, so that'll be great. But one thing I do want to put in first is blood meal. That gives it a good little source of nitrogen, a good little kickstart here at the start of it all. So I got to get the soil loosened up just a little bit, and then we'll work some of this into the soil and then get our onions in. Okay, so first things first, I did go through and pull out some things like henbit and other little things that are really kind of bulbs and compete with the rest of the onions that I don't want growing in here. There's some oxalis and some other little things that I don't mind them being in here at all. They can grow, they can do whatever they want for now. But I'm going to kind of rake some of this, I think, up and off. Not really wanting to till this because that just kind of aggravates and activates the seeds, but I want to loosen this top a bit, and then I can smooth it back down, make it easier to plant my onions. All kind of compacted from last year. Okay, now that we got that done, I'll come through here with this fertilizer. Not something I've ever cared for the smell of, honestly. It does the job. So if there's one thing I've learned in life of gardening is that it doesn't have to be wildly complicated. The simpler the better. So we've got 4 bunches here, and there's about 30 onions each in these, and they don't really have to be planted that deep. Show you what one little starts look like. In fact, I won't plant them much deeper. May have to get a digging tool. May not have loosened that soil up enough. And just above the bulb, something like that. You want them deep enough that the wind's not going to knock them over. On the other hand, you don't want to bury them too deep. Bulbs are not going to grow. So we'll set these out and do about 2 per section. And it'll be thick. You know, Butterby wants to come back out here with a newspaper or something put between it to help keep the weeds down. That's really going to kind of be unnecessary at this point. Got this wire on good. We just pull the wire off like that. You can see all the little bulbs. Which technically this looks a lot more than 30. But and I try to stagger them. If you watched my videos before, you know that I try to stagger these back and forth just to give the bulbs room to grow. Some of these spring weeds that are coming up, they won't last forever. They will crash and burn here soon enough. So I'm not terribly worried about pulling a lot of them out. Let them decompose in the soil was my thinking on it. And so far that's worked out pretty well for me. Some of these, to try to take over a little too much, I will have to take out in between the rows just to keep things down a bit. Always have to keep things in check. Don't know that balance is the right word, but certainly in check. It would help if I had something to lay these in, honestly. I didn't risk dropping them. I try not to step over into the soil so much so that I'm not compacting the soil. Which I question some of this if it would have actually loosened it enough or not. And you really treat this with an exact science. But you get to the idea. We'll come back when I'm finished a little bit more. Okay, so we got the super sweet Texas onions planted. And a little bit left over, but not much. It may be a little thick, but it'll be great for now. If I have to thin it, I will. And now we'll move on. We got 2 bunches of these red onions. And we're going to put in this bed and do the same technique. Rake in some of this blood meal to the soil real good and loosen that up. And we'll put the onions here. If you remember from last year, we had bell peppers here and they didn't do so well. And I don't know if it was a nutrient deficiency or light, but we're going to alternate where we're putting. I'm going to do a little bit of crop rotation this year and see if we can get some better results. So let's get started on this onion bed. Okay, so let's put some of this blood meal in. Use all of it. Some fine powder mixes in real quick. Some roots here. I don't know where that's coming from. Could be from grapevine. There's just kind of level this out a little bit. The same technique as I did. The white onions. The starch are already pretty nice. Okay, so that's it for the red onions. I have a little bit left in that. Some of them I don't even know that it'll make. We'll probably have between 60 or maybe closer to 80 red onions here, in addition to what may be well over what I originally thought was 120. Super sweet. But now we have time to clean these other 4 beds and prep for peppers and get the okra seedlings started and ready for us here in a couple months. So until next time, keep digging and keep growing.